It is going to disappear. It's going to disappear. I still say it would go away without the vaccine, George. But it's going to go away a lot faster with
Go away without the vaccine?
Sure, over a period of time. Sure, with time it goes.
And many deaths.
And you'll develop herd, like a herd mentality. It's going to be herd developed, and that's going to happen. That will all happen.
Presumably, he didn't mean herd mentality. He meant herd immunity. Does the White House have a response to that today?
Yes, Katie, it's a very controversial experiment to assume that a large, maybe 60 to 80% of the population would have to become infected with coronavirus in order to achieve that herd immunity. The White House is saying that's a strategy that has never been considered officially by the coronavirus task force. But we should point out that Dr. Scott Atlas, a newly appointed member to this group who has been advising the president in a health capacity, was somebody who suggested this at some point. So that's likely why it's rocketing around in the president's mind, and he's throwing that out there as a possibility. But certainly nobody at the White House today, again, Kayleigh McEnany was asked about this specifically, endorsing that or supporting it. You also had Chief of Staff Mark Meadows saying, we're hopeful for a vaccine and for therapeutics. That's how we want to combat the virus. Certainly not something where millions would have to die in order to get infected and reach that level. That's not something that the White House is embracing, even though you had the President of the United States suggesting it as a possibility. And again, on that issue of vaccines, the President making promises that will be hard to see if he can keep, that a vaccine could be developed in the next month or so. His own health officials that you played there earlier at the top of your show saying a likely timeline is more early 2021. But once they will have FDA approval, they'll be able to fast track and mobilize it, we're told, very quickly, as quickly as 24 hours once that does get on the road. That seems to be far more likely, though, for the end of the year, Katie, not before the election, though the president does continue to make that promise, putting that quite starkly into political terms.